is given or test is taken in the class, be serious with that. Okay, so today we are going to begin with this chapter, digital documentation, which is our unit 8. Okay, so we are beginning with this chapter, which is our very first practical chapter. Okay, and that will involve all the 3 word processing softwares. If you had watched yesterday's video, if you have not watched it today, please watch it once again. I have explained about all the word processing softwares. What are word processing softwares? So word processing softwares, firstly, I want to give you a small intro into that. All those softwares which allow us to do textual work, okay, writing, typing letters, drafting and posting official letters, personal letters, typing a book, designing a small invitation card, designing poster, okay, all sorts of technical, so all sorts of textual work like building up your biodata or resume, uh, writing an application to somewhere, okay, preparing lecture notes, all these things we use a word processing tool for handling them. So basically, a word processing tool is one such software which allows us to do all sorts of textual work, not only typing text, but also formatting text, beautifying text, editing it, all sorts of other features like setting up the page, printing the page, printing a document, using various settings for printing a document. Okay, also it has a number of features like spell check, where you can check the document for spelling errors, which are also known as proofing errors. You can check it for spelling errors, grammatical errors. You can work on a particular language. Okay, you could work on a particular language, that is, you can work with any language of the world, provided that language is installed on your computer. You can perform autocorrect. You can send mails to multiple people using mail merge feature. So various features are there which make our task very easy, which make our task easier. So we are going to see this chapter, which is our unit 8, digital documentation. What you are going to study is the basics of it, right? That is word processing basics. So we are going to actually see word processor, or what is word processing. Some typographical mistake. What is word processing? Okay, so word processing is working with all types of text. Okay, working with all types of text, which includes typing text, editing text, my system is a bit slow, students, please bear with it. Formatting text, then proofing, proofing means checking for errors, right? Then it comes with a built-in dictionary, has a powerful thesaurus feature. Thesaurus is a type of a dictionary which gives us synonyms of words, and many more. Multiple features are there which we are going to see in this lecture today, right? So what is word processing? It is working with text, right? And when we are talking about word processing or digital documentation, we also need some specific software for doing our work, where the most common form of software which we use is what? MS Word, right? Apart from MS Word, we also have other such softwares like LibreOffice, and within LibreOffice package we have Writer. MS Word is actually a part of MS Office, right? A complete package, that is MS Office, which contains various softwares like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and so on. So same way, LibreOffice also contains many components: Writer, Calc, Impress, Base, Draw, Math, right? Out of which we are only choosing the word processing tool, which is Writer. Okay. And we have Apache OpenOffice. It also comes with Writer. In your textbook which you have got, students, you are going to see, you are going to learn on to our class. So basically 3 different packages of software are there. That is, number 1, MS Office, or also known as Microsoft Office. And it is a product of Microsoft Corporation, right? And it is a proprietary software. Proprietary software means you have to purchase a license, or you have to purchase subscription to this software. You can purchase a subscription for 1 month, you can purchase it for 1 year. Normally it is 1 year, then every year it renews, right? And purchase a subscription means you have to pay some money to avail that feature. So although most of us, we use the pirated version of the software. Now pirated version you can use, illegal, it comes under cyber crime, but it is kind of a minor thing. So most of us, because we cannot purchase all the softwares, it would cost a lot, so that's why we normally use cracked or pirated software on our computers.
Ma'am,
Even I am
pirated.
pirated software means जिसको बोलते हैं चोरी का माल. Okay, so pirated means it is not a licensed version. It is a cracked version, right? You are using it using some kind of a third party activator. You have managed to somehow activate this software on your computer. Activate means
Ma'am,
normally,
so
but
ma'am is
yes,
Microsoft 365 also
to be first. Okay, students, first give me a time to explain. Don't interrupt in between. I will give you time to ask questions. Listen very carefully. All softwares, any company which creates a software, right? That company creates a software, develops a software with profit in mind. That is, they want to sell the software. It is just like selling any product. You go to the market, there are multiple vendors and shopkeepers who are selling their goods. What is their ultimate aim? It is to earn profit, right? So now these software companies, they create these softwares and they sell the software. If you want to use the software, normally they, what they will do, they will give you a time period, a 30 days time period or a 7-day time period, during which you can use a demo version or evaluation version of it. Demo or evaluation version of the software. So you can use this demo or evaluation version of the software and you can see for yourselves what all are the different benefits you are getting from it. Some important features might be blocked. You might have seen it with most softwares and mobile apps also, that if you are using a doc scanner app, It will allow you to scan, but it will also include a watermark at the end, like Wondershare Filmora. If you don't purchase it, it will no doubt allow you to edit the video, but once you export the video, it will insert a long watermark, right? So that is because if you want to remove the watermark, you'll have to purchase the software. So likewise also, Microsoft Office is a proprietary software. You have to purchase it. How purchase it? You can purchase a 1 year subscription to it, 2 year subscription, 3 year subscription. It depends upon payment of some money. But most people, what they do is they purchase it once, okay, and then they, with the help of some hacking tools, they hack the software such that with the help of a fake serial key, it can run on multiple machines, and they sell that for very less amount of money. They sell the CD for 150 rupees or 200 rupees, which is much uh, cheaper as compared to the pirate, as compared to the proprietary licensed version, right? And also many hackers, they upload some activators online. Usually what happened, if you are purchasing the licensed version, you will get a serial key along with that. Serial key or registration key or activation key, it comes with various names. So you have to enter that serial key into it, and the software will, it will contact the Microsoft's website. It will authenticate that you have purchased this software, and it will allow you to use and also to download regular updates in the software. But if you have activated it, or if you are using a pirated version, no doubt you can use it free of cost, but you will not be able to download any updates, because we normally set our updates off for the fear of getting detected. If you set the update on, then it will, whenever you switch on your computer and log on to internet, the software will try to communicate with the Microsoft server, okay, to download updates, and quick, and immediately your IP address will be tracked, that this is not a, and this is not an, it's not coming from an authenticated user or customer, right? And hence you might get a mail from Microsoft saying that you will, because you are using this software for free, you can't do it, you have to pay this much money with this much penalty, right? Although for domestic users or individual users, personal users, it never happens. But if in case, but I'll give you the example of our school only. In the past, we had to purchase Windows and MS Office for all the computers in the lab, right? Because there was it's normally an organization, an institution, and if suppose somehow they come to know about it, that an institution is using so many licenses, so many pirated versions or copies of the software, they will generally take action against them, right? So this is what happens. This Microsoft Office is what, it's a wonderful software, but it is proprietary. You have to purchase it. I hope you all understood about this proprietary software thing. Not only Microsoft, but there are other softwares also, like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, okay, the complete Adobe package,
Ma'am,
which comes with, yes.
ma'am, if the hackers means download it to our computer, hackers that. So, ma'am, can hacker hack our computer also by downloading them?
They can do anything. Now it's not like they are directly using your computer. Somebody among them, they purchase, they download the proprietary version of the software, right? Like a new software comes into the market. For example, when MS Office 2016 was launched, so somebody might have purchased it properly, legally, and then what they did was they made some changes into it by using some hacking tools. Okay, there could be changes can be made by corrupting certain files which come along with the software. So by making those changes, they are making it available to everyone, so that people can use it as a pirated software. They upload this on multiple torrent sites, from where you can download it using a BitTorrent client, which is a type of a special type of a software which allows you to download software from these pirated sites. Okay, so, and even I have downloaded a lot of softwares from there. I downloaded my Office 2016 from one of the torrent sites, right? So it is like these torrent sites are available, so most people, they download the software. And I mean, so many people, hundreds of thousands of people are using this software for free. You can't even comprehend. Okay, had it been that they all had purchased the software and used the proper licensed version, Microsoft would have been richer than it is now, right? So this is actually it. Is this clear to everyone about Microsoft Office?
Yes, ma'am.
But then some people thought that not all can purchase the software, so why not create a family of software, that is free softwares, or also better known as open source software. Open source softwares are a special category of software which are: number one, available for free download. They are available for download free of cost. And not only that, they are also their source code is also available. Source code means the internal programming. That is also downloadable. This is not the case with Microsoft. Microsoft will never reveal its source code. But open source softwares are those which are developed by certain communities of people. Okay, those who voluntarily take up such projects. They take up these projects, okay, and normally these projects are taken under a GNU, generally not Unix license. So some people, what they do is, they are not exactly employees. They could be ex-employees of some other organization. They could be software engineers with very high skill in programming. They could be hackers. They could be multiple skilled people and experts who form a community, and they develop these free softwares. There are various, so these people, they thought that we should create a family of free softwares, and they created this LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice package, okay, and Apache OpenOffice. Right, LibreOffice package and Apache OpenOffice package. Apache OpenOffice package, earlier it was created by Sun Microsystems, right? So, but now it is Apache OpenOffice. So basically it is like these two softwares are created by communities of people, and they are available free of cost for download, and also their updates are also free. Every time it will notify you that has been an update into the software, and you can download it. Right. Now, coming to this, but these are not that popular. That is why CBSE is stressing more on using these open source software, so that we stop our dependency on Microsoft's products. Because anytime it could happen, every time they are also working on this piracy thing. So it could happen that we might no longer be able to use its products. So that's why we should start relying more on open source products. Now, what all are the components? Firstly, about MS Office. What are its components? Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access. Then there are various other: Groove, Outlook, and many more are there. Microsoft SharePoint, Publisher, Microsoft Teams. There are so many different products by Microsoft. So these are the basic. So what you are going to study? Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Word is a word processing software, also known as a word processor. Excel is a spreadsheet application, and PowerPoint is a presentation tool, right? Access is a database application, and these are for other things, right? So Groove is for other synchronization, folder synchronization, and using that Groove, you can also listen to music. It's for miscellaneous application, right? Outlook is basically a scheduling tool where we can schedule meetings, schedule classes, okay? It comes with an integrated calendar, and the calendar which you see in Microsoft Teams, it's actually the Microsoft Outlook calendar. Understood? So these are the components of MS Office. Let me tell you about the components of LibreOffice. Number one, we have LibreOffice Writer, which is a word processor. Calc is a spreadsheet application, and Impress is a presentation tool. Then we have Base, which is database application, right? Along with this, we have other things like Math, Draw, and so on, right? And the same thing is there in OpenOffice also. The structure of LibreOffice and OpenOffice is around 95% similar, whereas MS Office is entirely different. Its look and feel is entirely different from LibreOffice and OpenOffice. Understood? On your mobile phones, now these two are for your PC or laptop, right? If you want to use it on your Android phone, then install this software, Collabora Office. Okay, and I have also created a video. It's on my YouTube channel. I will share the link with you. Those who don't have
We have shown.
yes, I have shared it. So please watch that video and install it on your um, phones. Now students, many of you, those who have your laptop or your desktop with you, please do it on your computer. Okay, don't do it on your phone. Those who don't have a laptop or a computer, it is for them, right? And for Microsoft Office also, you get an Office app for Android. Office app. Understood? Hello?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, that mobile Android app, the publisher is Microsoft. Then, ma'am, why it is free?
It's not actually free. The reason why we are able to use it because of your Microsoft email, that is username and password. Understood that? Students, just give me a moment, okay?
Ma'am, now it's coming.
Huh. Okay. So, what was I saying? Just repeat the question once. I got distracted. Samarth?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, I was just asking about the Android app.
Huh. Why you are able to use it free, right? That is because you have your Microsoft email and password, right? You have your Microsoft email and password, which is like a few numbers. It could be something like 11736 at the rate montfortbhopal.onmicrosoft.com, right? And you have a password along with that. This email and password, you use it for what? For signing into Microsoft Teams. You don't know how powerful this is. You can use it for using Microsoft Office. You can use it for using the Office app also, right? So I used my Microsoft email ID and password for logging into that. I have a video for this also, that also I will share with you all. So you can use the Word app on your phone, right? And you can also use Office 365. All those who don't have the latest version of the software, today I am also going to show you how you can use your how you can use Office 365 on your computer.
Ma'am,
So
is Office 365 free?
that is yes, you can use it free for we can create it. Allowed me to create a free Microsoft account. Okay, you have to create a Microsoft account, and using that account you have to log into the Microsoft uh, office.com. That is, you have to log into office.com, right. So here you can see, I hope this was clear to everyone. That is all about Microsoft Office, LibreOffice and OpenOffice, right? In which we are going to currently deal with these packages. Word in MS Office and Writer in LibreOffice and OpenOffice. That is our chapter, that is digital documentation, right? Okay. Now we start. So digital documentation, which is unit 8. Session 1, we are going to begin with session 1, which is create a document using a word processor. Software requirements, we are going to begin it with LibreOffice version 7.0. If you have a computer with an older configuration, you can go for the previous versions of LibreOffice. There is a video for explaining how we can install LibreOffice. I will share that video with you so you can see it for yourself, right? Normally, in short, I'll tell you, we go to this website, we just type here LibreOffice download. Press enter and we get the first link over here. We click on that link. It takes us to this web page. Right, this is the page of LibreOffice, and here you can see the latest version 7.1.4, right? And you can choose your operating system. Now most of us are using what? Windows. So Windows comes in two flavors, that is 32-bit and 64-bit. How you check that it is like this? We just go to the desktop. You will see this PC, right click on this PC, go to properties, and you will be able to see all the information about it. Like my system is a 64-bit operating system, right? So because it is a 64-bit operating system, so I will be downloading I will be downloading this version, Windows 64-bit version. If I click on download, this software will get downloaded on my computer, right? So complete video is there. I will share the link. Please watch that video and install this on your computer, right? Once you complete this, you will be able to use the software, right? So I will just show it to you. I had already downloaded it, so I'm not downloading it again. It is there. I have saved it in the E drive soft folder, and here you can see this LibreOffice. It was just the previous version of it, 7.1.3 Windows X64. So this is the software which is there. So you just have to double click on the software, just go on clicking next, and the software will get installed. Everything it will do on its own. आपको next करते जाना है, software आपके system पे install हो जाएगा, right? And once it is installed, you can use it. So I'm just going to open that software. It is already installed on my computer, so I'm going to start. And here I have included it as I have pinned it to the start menu. I will tell you how you can pin it to the start menu. Pinning to the start menu feature is available in Windows 8 and Windows 10 and all the other versions. Now Windows 11 is also going to be launched in the market very soon. So most probably it would also contain this only. If you can't find it, simply type it in the search box, LibreOffice, and you will get all these apps. You can start Writer directly from this, or you can click on this LibreOffice app and just right click on it, and you will find, like I'm getting this unpin from start, you will get pin to start, right? So when you click on that, it will get pinned to the start menu, and once it is, you can click on that to start LibreOffice. So I'm going to start LibreOffice. So this is how it looks like. So this is how it looks like, and these are all the recently accessed documents which you can see in this panel. And over here you get some options. You can see LibreOffice update is available. If you click on this icon, it will tell you that LibreOffice 7.1.4 is available, right? If you click on download, it will take you to the browser and it will allow you to download the latest version, but I'm not doing that, okay, because latest versions are always glitchy, so I'm not doing that right now. Then you can see open file, you can open any existing file from here. All these things we'll cover. This is just an introduction, students. So with this we end today's class. We will be continuing this in the next class, students, okay.